Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Garber.
And this is Coffee Talk. So today we have a great story to tell you guys about our adventures at our local junkyard. Now you go to the junkyard when your car breaks down, you need some parts, right? Well, we decided let's just go to the junkyard for fun. We get to the junkyard, that you pay like $1 and they give you a stamp. Okay, you know, we're walking, it's all happy. We get out to the yard and it's in the middle of winter, keep in mind. So snow is falling, it's all over the cars, it's wet and
muddy and
there's like pools.
Ice and
it was just fucking horrible. So
danger.
we get to this old Volvo, Jesus. This old Volvo 850. And we notice like, oh my god, it has a turbocharger. I want that! We're just like, we need this in our fucking lives. So we sit there and we try taking it out, okay? Now for those of you who don't know, it's fucking difficult to get a turbocharger out of a car. Let alone when the turbocharger isn't on the front of the car, it's in the fucking back.
The angles that you have to get into and the positions, it's like something out of the Kama Sutra.
Oh my fucking god, okay, so it ended up taking us 3 whole days in order to get this turbocharger out of the car. Honestly, by the end of it, it wasn't worth it because we got it, we put it on the counter, $25. I mean, which is pretty fucking cheap for a shitty turbo, but I mean, all of the effort that we put into getting this thing, the crying, the sweating,
tears, the pain, the early arthritis brought on by this.
Cold, dirty,
wet.
It was such a bad time. So, my car recently, the black one that's been in our episode, I think twice, our show twice now, a couple times, and it's broken down. So, I ended up taking out the main computer of my car. My grandpa's decided, after testing and stuff, we need to just swap out the computer of the car. So the junkyard actually had a model of my car, which is actually really hard to fucking find. We figured that the ECM has to be the same, right? So Garber comes on over here, and I'm carrying my tools and stuff, and he's giving me that look. He's like, oh, fuck, not this shit again. God fucking damn it. And I asked, look, it's only gonna take 5 minutes. I'm gonna just walk in, walk out, boom. You're gonna be settled, okay? And this time it actually took 4 days. No, I'm totally fucking kidding. Could you imagine 4 days to take out a computer?
To take out 2 bolts.
Actually, it was 3.
Okay, whatever.
Just of those 3 days that it would take us, we're just tightening them even fucking more. Hey, by the way, that's exactly what fucking happened with the turbo. That's exactly why it took 3 days. We're sitting there, we're trying to get it off. We couldn't figure out which way it was going. We ended up just boop, and it's like, oh, we were just turning it wrong way the whole fucking 3 days. Loosened up, it just came right fucking off. And then the cleaning, oh god, the cleaning of that thing. When we pulled it out, it was just straight black.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens.
That's what happens when you drive a Volvo for 300k miles.
Yeah.
But no, so today it was the exact opposite of our experience last time at the junkyard. It was quick. It was easy. It was fucking
sunny outside.
It was blatantly hot. So we highly recommend those of you who have a car and it's broken down, don't go straight to eBay. Check out your local junkyard. Not a sponsor. Definitely check out your local junkyard and see if they have a car of your model. Because if you could find a fucking... the prices there are so fucking cheap. We could get a turbo for $25. You could probably sit there and get any part for your car for less than $50.
Yeah.
Much better than buying it new off of eBay. And if it doesn't work, then it's not that big of a deal. Probably cost you $10. It's whatever. Unless it's for,
Unless you spend 3 fucking days taking it out.
Don't go in the winter unless where you live it's always sunny. In which case, don't go in the summer. But could you imagine if on the last day we get there, it's we're getting this turbo out, we get there, it's fucking gone. Someone else has taken it out with ease. Where we watch them walk out with the turbo. We're just oh, he also got a turbo. Let's go get ours. We're not the best mechanics on earth.
Obviously.
Garber, you want to tell them about your new car speakers while we're on the topic of cars?
10 times better than what was in there before with the scratchy and the
oh my god
stuff literally shaking around.
I don't understand how like the destruction on these speakers. Okay, so the speaker, you know, moves back and forth, right?
Yeah.
That's how it makes it sound, okay? This piece, only the center piece, which is where the voice coil is, only the center was moving back and forth. It was completely disconnected from the rest of the speaker. That was what was causing this so shitty sound. Oh my fucking... And then, like, when we took... There was this weird, like, dust cover thing that wasn't even useful.
Yeah, it looked terrible.
It's just so fucking bad. Now, new speakers. 10 out of 10. Again, we're not professionals, not a sponsor. No one sponsors us. This literally all this show consists of is just us two doing exactly what we did back in high school. We would just sit at our usual spot and we just talk about random fucking shit, make jokes. That's pretty much what you guys are experiencing. This is
us being retarded.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to describe the show, two idiots talking about dumb shit.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
It's
Put it on
pretty
Netflix.
accurate dictionary definition of what we're doing.
Could you imagine you like put it on like Netflix with that description? Clickbait.
Catfish.
Coffee talk gone wrong. Sexual almost died. Catfish. 10 minutes or less.
Abducted by pedophiles, and the thumbnail just...
That's the thumbnail. It's just this huge fucking hand on your shoulder, and then in the background it's that fucking picture from the Pornhub thing that I fucking made a while ago, where you're just like. So since it's April, and we all know this special event is coming up for all of you kids out in high school, prom. It's the season where you dress up all nice in this hot fucking weather and go to an indoor place hot as fuck and dance around for like 5 hours.
Which is also hot as fuck.
It's also hot. Could you imagine just like halfway through the fucking DJ just plays a song? Twerk, 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 twerk. Get everyone in the fucking club. Oh my god. Actually, no. My first experience with prom wasn't too bad. So
you had more than one.
Yeah, I went to 2 proms. I went once in my junior year and once in my senior year. So my junior year, funny thing is, Ryder was trying to convince me to go to prom with him. He's like, come on, man. You're going to meet hot babes. It's going to be a good fucking time. You're going to get laid. Okay? And so I didn't really want to go to prom. I'm not a guy who goes out and does stuff a lot. Neither is he.
Which is why I didn't go at all.
And we'll get to that in a little bit. So what ended up convincing me was my crush at the time with this girl who went to our school, okay? I overhear her one time talking about how she was going to prom, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to fucking prom. That is no joke how it went down. Like, I just casually walked overheard the conversation, like, I'm going to fucking prom, here we go. And I'm a really, really shy guy, and I hype myself up, and then I'm like, nah. I just can't find the strength to do it, but this isn't relationship advice. Don't like overhear people and expect like shit to happen. Okay? And so I go to Ryder, I'm like, okay, I'll go with you. And it's like, we ended up going as, he was, I think, the guy of the prom day, and I was supposed to be like the girl. Because we went kind of as like a gay couple sort of a thing. We had like matching handkerchiefs and everything.
I'm not even surprised.
And okay, I'm gonna be honest, it was actually a pretty good time. I bought a whole brand new suit for it. I still actually have. It's white, and I got like a pink undershirt, black shoes, purple handkerchief. It was totally fucking off matched. Like nothing made sense other than the white and the pink. I would go put it on, but fuck that. It's hot as shit.
Yeah, it is.
It was actually just as hot today as it was at prom. So I get ready for prom. Ryder picks me up. You know, typical date scene. He takes me out to dinner. Panda Express.
3-course meal with appetizers.
Got that egg rolls, got that fried rice, and then that orange chicken. Top it off with some some rice dessert or something. More egg rolls.
The little hors d'oeuvres to make it all pretty.
But so after we go and eat, because it's so early for prom, we're just like, let's just fucking drive around, right? So in his truck, we're just driving around. We actually stopped at Walgreens because I started having a headache, typical woman thing. I think it was on my period at the time. And so I bought some painkillers and we bought some mouthwash too. And I take my painkillers, I didn't, swallow it with the fucking mouthwash. That's what you're fucking thinking. I mean, let's be honest. By that time, I was already out of my drug phase. I think 2 years prior, I probably would have done something like that. But that's a whole different story.
Shots of mouthwash.
So I take my ibuprofen and we, take the mouthwash. We spit him out the side of the truck as we're like traveling down the highway at 50 miles an hour. We get to the expo building and we just sit in the parking lot for I think an hour just listening to My Chemical Romance. And then we decided, okay, we'll go inside because when we got there, the parking lot was pretty much empty. And then like an hour has passed and then it was like, parking lot was like a fourth of the way full. But like not a lot of kids can drive and a lot of people were carpooling too. So we get out and our old chemistry teacher, Mr. Butler, is driving a golf cart, okay? Because he's like chauffeuring people from the parking lot to the actual expo building because it's a pretty long walk from the parking lot to the expo building.
That's hilarious.
And so he picks us up in the golf cart and I'm like, Mr. Butler, yes, this is awesome. And me and Ryder sat there and we tried so fucking hard to convince him to do donuts in the fucking golf cart. And so after, a good amount of persuasion, he finally did. We were sitting in the parking lot, he's like cranking the wheels, slamming on that gas, but 3 dudes in the parking lot doing fucking donuts.
Yeah, I can picture it.
But so after we finish our donuts, we go inside of the well, we don't actually go inside. They make us wait outside. Like, what the fuck? So they make us wait outside, and then, of course, with everybody taking them selfies, because I was looking so fucking good that day. I'm not a narcissistic asshole, but I was looking awesome. I was handsome. I would have fucked myself.
I knew you were gay.
Well, I went to prom with Ryder as his date.
Yep, pretty gay.
I even had him ask me out, like, properly, too.
Yep, definitely gay.
Okay, oh, fuck, okay. Whatever, I'll admit it now. Gay pride. It's a joke. It's just a joke, guys. And okay, overall, it was a pretty good experience. It was hot as fuck, though. They like tried dropping the balloons. They had like all the balloons in a net, and they tried dropping them, and they wouldn't fucking drop. So this one kid, these kids made like a tower of like 3 people, just to rip the net down.
Totem pole of children.
It was so unsafe and impractical, but we fucking did it anyway. It was so good. It was a really, really good time. Came back home, was tired, went to sleep. 1 year later goes by. Prom number 2. This time, I had a girlfriend who I met actually at the first prom. Weird enough. Okay? And so I actually ended up taking my girlfriend to this prom at the time. My girlfriend at the time to the prom. And it was downtown. It was in this weird fucking ballroom place. Okay? And the only reason why I wanted to go is because, well, I actually had a date for once and I wasn't going as a gay date or anything. And I was like, whatever, I'll try it out. Let's go. And we go. I didn't take her out to dinner. I think she went to dinner with some of her friends. No, I do remember. You can see how fucking bad my memory is. Her and her friends and me all went to a really, really, really ghetto restaurant. It's called, what's that fucking scone place out by over here? Merritt's. You guys won't know the name, but we went to this place called Merritt's, and it's basically like a Southern cafe. Now, on the outside, it looks like your typical fucking poop shack from 1986, okay? But on the inside, it's, fairly decent. Fairly. So we eat there, and everyone else is ordering, like, oh, I want burgers, I want, French dip, sandwich, whatever. Okay, I sit there, I'm like, I want a fudge sundae, cinnamon, rolled scone. And she's like, would you like any other toppings? Strawberries. And she looks at me, because I'm wearing my white suit again. And she looks at me and she says, if you get any of that on yourself, I will kill you myself. Like, that is no joke. She actually was more upset about me spilling it on myself than I would have been. I told her, like, dude, it's okay. It won't matter. I can, wipe it off. Bleach, whatever, right? She's like, just don't get it on. I will be mad if you get that. I'm pretty sure she was hitting on me, by the way. I mean, it wasn't obvious that I had a girlfriend because she and her friends were, like, sitting on the actual table. And I met them there, so I had to sit on the very end of the table. So it wasn't obvious that I had a date. So I'm pretty sure she was hitting on me. And so we get back. I actually didn't spill any. It was a huge fucking scone, too. It was like covered in fudge and whipped. Oh, it was so good. I ninja'd it, and I never got a single drop of that strawberry like dressing or whatever onto myself at all. It was awesome. So we get to the second prom, and this one was actually boring because the energy just wasn't there. Like, people were just going there. It was more like, talking with people. Just trying to scream over the loud-ass fucking music. By the way, my car has better sound system than fucking Prom. I'm just saying. But the second one really wasn't too much fun. Like, there was some dancing, it was alright. We took some pictures outside and whatnot. Probably the most fun I had was driving to Prom. That's how I drive. I'm a reckless driver, just a little bit. I was probably more fun driving to Prom and away from Prom than it was actually going to Prom. Needless to say, it was nice to see a lot of people, though. However, I pretty much would have preferred to have stayed at home and played some Call of Duty. Speaking of which, people not going to Prom, Garber! Why don't you explain to the people why it's probably best not to go to Prom?
Oh, I don't know, I just don't want to go. It's not my thing. I ain't about dancing. I don't know how to dance. Don't want to know how to dance. Won't ever dance. Don't care.
Except twerking. I've seen you twerk. Don't fucking hide it.
That's not even dancing. That's just a load of shit.
So there you go, kids. If your parents sit there and they try to tell you, you should go to Prom because it's traditional and whatnot, and you're like, Garber, and you don't dance, well, it's probably best not to go to Prom, even though I don't dance, but I still went.
Or if you're just not good in social situations.
I guess
you're saying like, oh yeah, I wish I wouldn't have gone. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the second one. The first one I think was actually really, really cool. But I mean, overall, I had fun. But like, if that's not your thing, you probably shouldn't go. Yeah. But I mean, if you like have like even a small interest in like, maybe I should go, just try it out. Maybe 1 year, junior year, because they, apparently it's like the best year. That was my best year. And so, I mean, if you even have a small interest going, just try it out, I guess. I don't know. You do you. Okay, so like the idea with like Prom where like people, the whole like, with dancing, right? And it's all about, space between you and your partner, whatnot, right? Especially with the slow dances.
Nope, no clue. Don't know shit about dancing at all.
Okay,
Don't care.
Especially with like stuff like Prom school dances, there's a stereotype that, with you and your partner, at first it was, you have to be like arm's length away from each other. Like during the slow dance, you had to like sit there and you had to like, okay, I'll get to like how shitty the dance is.
Around the rosy.
Pretty fucking much, dude. That's what every slow song, that's what everybody does. Like, you could like sit there, ashes, we all fall down, boom, flipping down.
And the mix drops.
Could you just fucking imagine, just all of a sudden, slow ass song, just was like huge fucking trap drop. I feel like that's what Prom is gonna be. Like 20 years from now. But no. So at first there was the rule, you have to be like arm's length away from your partner, right? And then it was, okay, now you have to be like a Bible's width away.
Of course they use a Bible.
Alright? Now this was actually a thing that was enforced in schools. Like, no joke. There were actual teachers that would go around, and that was their job. Could you imagine that being your job? You have to separate kids. It's like, you're too close. It's like, what the fuck is gonna happen? Like, what's the worst that they get? Kiss? Wow. Holy shit, get some tongue action? Whoa, break it up, break it up, break it up. This isn't a porno. This is a Prom. Okay, I know it seems, kind of close, but you need to calm yourself down, okay? And then, nowadays, there's not even, that's just gone away now. Like, there was like a security officer, and then there was the principal, I think. They tried. They really did try the first Prom, I think, to, like, keep the kids, like, under control. No one fucking cared. There was like grinding and shit going on. Yep, pretty much. And then I'm pretty sure, a couple kids were like out in the back, banging it out in their car or whatnot. Wouldn't surprise me. But no, like, I don't get it. What the fuck are the dances at Prom anyway? Like, it's seriously, the songs are always the same too. Do the stinky leg, do the stinky, like that fucking song, okay? And then there's the one that, the cha-cha slide or whatever, that fucking song's in there too.
Fucking awful.
Okay, but with the energy, everybody gets into it. I saw a couple people like the second Prom, they played that fucking song. Cha-cha, real smooth, they were fucking twerking. It was so stupid. And then it's every fucking slow song, okay? It's either it's a love song or it's a sad song. Like, I don't get it. Why would you play a sad song at Prom?
I don't know.
You're just like, why can't this play some normal average music to slow dance to? Baby, if you were a song, you make me want to take my plastic bag. Given that we live in Idaho and whatnot.
And whatnot.
Well, like, the main genres that are played are pop, rap, and then country. There are country songs that play at Prom. So if you hate any of those genres, do not go to prom. Because that is all they play. And then they play Darude Sandstorm too. Every prom, I kid you not, they will play Darude Sandstorm. Could you just imagine prom 20 years from now? They're like playing like Kanye. Fucking playing Otis. Okay, I think we're gonna have to end it on some note like that. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed today's very boring and educational video.
If you were bored throughout the entire thing, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
But if you weren't bored, get out. Move. Move along. Next video. See you guys next time.